Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Detective Butler. Today, we're gonna see of the real crime. I hope so. Upon returning to the captain room, Cecilia and I found the others standing right where we left them. Our trip to the engine room had taken a little under an hour, but it seemed the others found a few things to do in the meantime. Go fish. Are you fucking with me right now? Butler and Blythe are still on the floor, appearing to be locked in a game of cards, while Howard tried to console Eliza from once again. Meanwhile, Captain Jack and Donald are frantically mashing key on the control system. It's no use. Damn it, there's really nothing we can do. Oi, still not fist? We turn on the backup generator. No, not that. The electricity is running fine and the ship will definitely make it back to land. However, during the blackout, we lost the data on the camera. Something went wrong and we can get it back. The captain pounded his fist onto the control, which does nothing to the static fail screen above. Good work, Jack. Now we're back to square one! Even if Butler couldn't solve the case, we could always rely on the video. But now we can't. It's all gone. Was this the culprit doing? It is possible they'd kill again? What? That die message, SOS. It's just an interpretation. But considering the generator was sabotaged and the videos as well, maybe the culprit intended to kill even more people. Don't worry about that. I dispatched my bodyguard all around the ship. If anyone ends up dead, they'll be the first to hear about it, and they notify me via headset. Those guys don't look like they could handle it. There haven't been any report of another death yet, have there? As far as I know, none. The culprit doesn't have much time and they want to kill again. We're almost back on shore. Good to hear. Anyway, get again. Let's go outside for a moment. Butler stand up, put me aside so that he can talk to me in private. Do you find anything in that room? Possibly. Take a look. I zoom in the photograph and a piece of paper. Oh boy, what do we have here? Is this a contract or something? That's definitely the logo of GG Incorporated. There's no mistaking it. It's kind of a long red. I don't feel like looking over it. What, am I supposed to summarize for you or something? Be my guest. I do my best to explain the content of the contract to Butler. Guess I shouldn't have expected any better from him. I see. So basically, a confession from Jack's grandfather and a connection between him and your father's company. Should we ask him about it? That's a horrible idea. He got something he wants to keep hidden. Why should we bring up to his face? Well, I don't know. You're a horrible detective. That's why I'm in charge of those things. Am I at least a good Watson? Yes. I give you that, motherfucker. That's a good one. I'll give you that. You'll find clues and bring them to me, like a good assistant. But I'll call you more of a... No manches, ¿estás haciendo que piensa el culo perrot? I'll call you more a Hastings than a Watson. Hastings? What? You don't know that guy? No, I really don't. Casual. Like, for those people who doesn't know Hastings is the assistant and best friend of the detective Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie novel. I recommend you to watch the series and then watch the book. It's like, read the book. Most of them are confusing and sometimes they're good. I'm not gonna lie. They're freaking good. Now let's continue with the drama. Softly after Borderline entered the room, it seemed as if nothing important has happened. What was that all about? Nothing. We're still lots of evidence. That's no good. We'll just have to rely on the police after all. But what else can they do? Of all the people here on this cruise ship, what could they do to find the killer? You mean once the cruise is over, right? Yeah. What happened once the police find out the bad guy already went into hiding? I mean, that's what any sensible culprit will do. True. Being unable to pinpoint the killer right now means that they'll inevitably get away. But if there are no clue, it can't be helped. Well, evidence we can get anywhere, and then the culprit will get away. Anyway, I've been waiting for Gilligan to get back so I could bring this up. I overheard Lisa say something about a company meeting held late last night. Oh, that's right, you and Gilligan went there. I suppose that means you've been missing a lot of the picture then. Tell me everything. I can't believe that three of you held something this important back from us. I don't even know what he called the whole group. Because he's solving the case. We partied for a while, but she's talking about Galvano. Okay, we partied for a while, but the final game ended rather abruptly. So there was a serious meeting, huh? Yes. Since Gilligan talked to him about last night, he wanted to address it right away. That's the system of the company. Call it! I fucking call it. The motel was the company's successor. I call it. Because of me? Yes, because of you, Gilligan. What did he say? He said he trusts me. Lola, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, why you always lying? He said he trusts me. I doubt that. And for that reason, I still be the next CEO. So that's the reason why Lisa accused Gilligan. Even when we voiced our objection, he didn't listen. I don't get why he picked her. Honestly, I would prefer pick her than her. She looked more professional, and she's more like party on. But something doesn't feel right. Why he didn't choose Howard? The only one objecting was you, right, Howard? I will still say that was a hasty decision on Galvano's part. Exactly, you are the one oldest. You're supposed to be the CEO. But who am I to tell him otherwise? If anyone could have gotten through him, it has been you. Hey, calm down. Anything else happen, or what does it? Fortunately, nothing else. Seriously, why do you keep acting like he made a mistake? Because I think he did. Damn! Emotional damage! Come on. He said because he trusts you, but I think we all know the real reason. When Galvano went missing, Elisa constantly exclaimed how worried she was about him. And when he was found dead, she was the most upset other than myself. She was having an affair with him, isn't it? In fact, she entered such a rage that she was willing to accuse me of killing my own father. It's about an affair. Even in knowing Elisa's reaction to Galvano's death, she had always seemed unusual, cheerful around him. See, I told you, she's a hentai girl, I told you. Anyone could have guessed that they were good friends at the very least. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. All I'm suggesting is that he trusts you a little too much. Damn, this. I smell bitches. We live in a world where altruism is rare to come by. Considering my father was just murderer and he owned another asset prior to his death, it wouldn't be strange at all for a good employee to have killed him. Eliza could have emotionally manipulated him into showing a weakness, and the moment he did, she took advantage of that opening and killed him. Oh wait, my bad, my bad. My mind went a little mile on. I did not succeed. I tried my best to support him when he needed me. That all. Also, Blythe is. Damn, Blythe, you went cold hole. I just got caught in everything and. Eliza fell to her knee, sobbing to her hand. He. Galvano was the one who opposed me. It isn't my fault, because I tried my best to save him. Save him from what? Was not your fault? Are you talking about his death? Yes, I tried so hard to save him because he came to me and asked me for help. When I first started working there, I was just like any other his employee. Why he picked me, I still don't know. But he did. He always gave me more attention than my coworker, inviting me out to lunch or giving me extra break each day. I thought he was a nice enough guy, so I complied, but he wanted help, and I didn't know how to offer it. He wanted to escape the cold, black void of loneliness and isolation that buried him years ago. He carried too many feelings of guilt and regret on his shoulder. If he had only done something different back then, taking another choice. But it's not like you get do-over in life. And so he told me about his loss of hope. He told me about you, Gilligan, and how he felt so bad about ruining what was once a perfect family. Okay, this went from I damn ouch. Whoever write this catches the emotion very good. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't know what to do because you have built up a wall of resentment against him. Then what do you want to him? Being unhappy? Being happy with the knowledge? Bitch, you are crazy. He wanted to see his wife again and apologize to her, but he knew that was impossible. What else was he supposed to do but come crawling to someone for help? For whatever reason, I sympathized with him. He was charismatic, brilliant, and wealthy. What else could I have asked for? But he carried his past with him, and all I could see it holding him every day. So I took it upon myself to make him happy. Every day, I told him to look at what amazing job he'd be doing with his company, and that one day he'd be able to pass it to his son. And when that happened, they could be reunited again. He probably looked forward to that day, and that day should have been today. Instead, things went wrong, and he was killed. So that's why he was so proud of it. It's hard to describe how terrible I feel right now. He wanted us to get over a problem and live happily again, and he thought GG Incorporation was the solution. He was so scared when the company was going downhill. He really didn't know what he would do. I see. So the company near death experience shook up my father quite a bit. When we talked about it that meeting last night, he said give him a realization and it made him want to change. But now Eliza. I'll sell this. I have a hunch, but I need more information. Yeah, like what? I'll be needing all of your alibi again, but this time for last night. And don't leave out any detail. Got it? Okay, let's go with Eliza. Okay, after we settled into our room yesterday afternoon, I went to the bar with Galvano. We had some drink and walked around the ship. Eventually, it was time for dinner, and Galvano told me to wait with the other in the hallway. That when Gilligan met up with us, and we all went to dinner. After that, I decided to go to the sauna for a few hours. I returned to my room, and around 9:30, Galvano knocked on my door. He said he wanted to talk all of us. Blythe and Howard came with us to the game room, where we had some fun playing card game. There were also some slot machines and other gambling games, but I'm no good at those, so I didn't play. After that, our group went to the gift shop. Galvano bought me this really cute stuffed alpaca. Alpaca. I really like it. Finally, we all went inside my room to discuss the company meeting. It was just before midnight, I think. Once we had finished the meeting, the three left and I went to bed. Okay. Howard. Let's see. Well, I didn't do much yesterday afternoon. I had a good look around the ship, finally decided to sit down alone and read my book. When it was time for us to meet up, I returned to the hallway and saw Blythe and Eliza in conversation. Gilligan soon met up with us and we all ate dinner. It was really good. Anyway, I decided to go to the bar where Galvano found me. We had a couple of drinks together, he talked to me for a bit, and I suggested we had some fun as a group. So he rounded up the other. We went to the game room for a few hours, and then bought something at the gift shop afterward. Unfortunately, the pocket watch I bought fell, and I accidentally stepped on it during the meeting. Okay, so the connection within these three, wait, hold on, let me see. After unpacking my thing, I stayed in my room for an hour or so. Then I walked around the ship and found the game room, where I spent most of my time until dinner. I returned to the fifth deck hallway to meet up with the other. After dinner, I was feeling a bit tired, so I went back to my room and watched some television. Around 9:30, Galvano knocked on my door, and we all departed to the game room at my suggestion. I think we all have fun time, but you're probably not interested in hearing that. Wait, hold on. Okay. We then decided to check out the gift shop. It turned out they had super rare deck, and I instantly bought it. Who have thought the cruise ship has such good taste? Last but not least, Galvano got us all in Eliza's room to tell us she become the next CEO. Howard and I left. I think Galvano stayed a bit longer, and I went directly back to my room to sleep. So, those three, the alibi sound kinda similar, but I don't know, they feel a little fishy. I was in the captain room most of the day. Around 5 p.m., Galvano saw in my office. We had a friendly chat and then went to the fifth deck to gather the other. I showed them all to the VIP section of the dining hall, and I believe Donald took over from there. As for myself, I patrolled around the deck for a while to ensure everything was going alright. Around 9 p.m., I returned to my room. I determined that nothing was out of place during my patrol, but as a cautionary procedure, I asked my guard to continue looking out for anything suspicious. Okay. As I previously mentioned, the employee required to return the key to the captain room before sleeping. I have actually gone to sleep myself in my personal bedroom. I was woken up by a knock on the door. Cecilia had confessed that she lost her key ring, and I was quite irritated at her for it. So, as you know, I gave her my personal key ring and the elevator key as a replacement. I then went back to sleep. Well, in the earlier part of the day, I was busy preparing the dining hall for the grand reopening. I was also busy in the kitchen preparing your dinner, making sure we have all the ingredients before the party and so on. When the time finally came, I served Galvano Group their dinner. Oh, and I also happened to serve Butler, who said who said he was doing a review of the Maiden Voyage. Naturally, I asked him to give a review on the food, and he couldn't resist. Anyway, the dinner itself went smoothly. I remained at the dinner hall from maybe 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We don't really keep it open late. That's what the bar is for. Once the restaurant closed down, I made sure everything was put away and the area cleaned up. So, probably around 10:30 p.m., I went to the captain room and turned in my set of key. I'm getting too old to stay out so late. I mean, look at me. I'm freaking old. So I went to my room on the first deck, locked the door from the inside, and went to sleep before 11. That way, I get enough rest for the next day. Cecilia? Right. Well, I wasn't cleaning during the afternoon. I went around to all the rooms on the first deck and cleaned them, just like I did today, finishing up around 3:30. I continued working the bar until 8, when I took a quick break to eat. Then I quickly cleaned all the rooms that were empty. I could tell by the sign on the door. Sadly, I can't remember which room I cleaned. I don't think I cleaned Gilligan's room, thought. Wait, I can't remember which room I cleaned. I don't think I cleaned Gilligan's room, thought. I went back to the bar and worked there until 2 a.m. That's when the bar closed after all. I think I remember seeing Albano there lunch yesterday, but he seemed to be in bad mood. I didn't say anything, and instead I went to the captain room to turn my key. Of course, I didn't have my key ring, so I was called by the captain, and as you know, he lent me his key ring. So around 2:30 a.m., I guess I went to sleep. She said something interesting. Galvano was pissed. Something happened. Well, that's that. Butler, you had your fun for some time now, but it's getting late. I'll let you figure something out. I suggest we all turn in for the night and let the police handle things tomorrow. What do you mean? This isn't over. I'm almost there. Then tell me right now, what happened to Mr. Golder? If you can answer it, then it proves you've been wasting all of our time. Is that really the case? Oh shit. I can't. I haven't seen Butler like this before. He's sweating, nearly shaking. Fuck. What happened to me? Unable to accept that he still hasn't solved anything. He might join detective fiction, but when it comes to real crime solving, seems just aren't so convenient. In real life, there's no guarantee that the case is solvable, or that enough evidence was left behind after all. That's right. If it was a conventional detective story, he would surely have deduced the answer by now. If it were a conventional detective story, he confidently proclaimed the answer out loud for everyone to hear. However, this person, the only and only Detective Butler, isn't a conventional detective. Damn, boy, you're killing him. Just give him face. Can't believe the answer's so simple. What? No. What? You know who did it? Simple? How can there be? There was really enough evidence to solve it? Evidence we have found anything new, So they really had the answer all along? Maybe we can check all the clues one more time. I flipped open my journal. Yeah, this thing come in handy. I went down a list of all clues so far. The contact, the photo, the keyring, everything Butler found in the room, my father died message. We still hadn't made any sense of it. But it's the one clue he left behind. The one clue was mainly to something, but I can't figure it out. It's the room number. I bet it's the room number. That's right. We have all the evidence we need. Are you ready to hear the truth? Go ahead, I'm ready. Firstly, remember the note Galvano left this morning for you, Gilligan? Gilligan, I'm sorry that I have been listening to you. I go talk to the company member about it. Be back by 2. Gigi, that note, I found in my room in the morning, and I took it with me just to be safe. You know that saying, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Get it now? I'm totally lost. Not gonna lie, me too. Are you calling me a broken clock or something? No. Take a look at the note again. I snatched the note from his hand and read it again myself. Why, idiot me, my father apologized, then he said he got to talk to the other and be back by... Doesn't say AM or PM! Wait, are you really saying that? Bingo! There's a sense that he meant to say 2 AM instead of PM. Wait, what does that mean? Why will he write a note saying that? Yes, indeed. Why will Galvano pick 2? Yeah, Why not 12? To take Gilligan to lunch, or 6 to meet him for dinner. It's because Galvano meant 2 AM, the same time the bar closed every night. In other words, since this note said he wanted to talk to you all, he was killed after the meeting that took place last night and before the bar closed at 2 AM. However, now that we know what happened after the meeting, I can prove I know who killed him. Oh, this feels good! But first, I have to remind you all of 2 things. First, when we checked the security system earlier and look at the timestamp, do you all notice Galvano hasn't used the door once today? It was all Cecilia. So one could easily assume that Galvano entered his room last night before the clock struck midnight, wouldn't they? Now, according to Howard's alibi, once the meeting had ended, he and Bliff left the room together. Galvano stayed behind for a bit. That right? Yes, those two did leave before him. Right, so what does that mean? Second, Howard also possessed a pocket watch at the gift shop. He claimed it was broken during the meeting, which means it might have been midnight. That was the clock read. The moment he broke the watch, Galvano had gone back to his room. And had Galvano opened the door afterward, after midnight, it would have been logged by security. Because we never saw the log, we know that Galvano never returned to his room. And the reason why is because he was murdered before he had a sense. Can you really say that for sure? Just to be safe, can we really eliminate the possibility that Howard lied about when the watch was broken? As I said earlier, even a broken clock is right twice a day. If it wasn't broken at midnight, then the only other sense would be a noon. But at that time, he should have been with Eliza for lunch. He showed me the watch just before noon. It had already stopped moving then. So what? Howard could simply set a time on the watch whenever he wanted. An inconvenient match for it. No, I don't trust Blade anymore. Look the body language. Look the body language. She is frustrated, indignified, like she's something new. She have some skeleton in the closet. There's no way to tell. And for what reason will Howard's story a pocket watch he just bought? to frame someone for murder he didn't even know about? Bingo bongo! I called this is good. And you still not have that hook, Captain Jackass. You see, this document that Gilligan found in the basement is your grandfather's will, so I'm well aware of what's going on between you and old MacDonald over there. What? That all made up! There's nothing going on! His will? I never seen it before, but what it got to do with me? This ship was supposed to go to your family, but Jack claimed it for himself instead, breaching the contract. He so told you about it, but I wonder what he said instead. Jack! You say that this ship was rightfully yours! You said it, so I believe you! It's because of the truth behind that incident 15 years ago. They weren't killed in an elevator at all. His grandfather killed them himself. Exactly. And that's just what I was about to mention. Jack was aware of those deaths and used it to set a nice ghost story. The elevator was never haunted, but because Galvano died there, Jack had to cover it up somehow. So you're saying I tried to cover a golden death? Why would I go to so much trouble? It's absolutely ludicrous. You have a lot to lose if the media found out about that contract. If they found out Galvano died on your ship, they eventually dig deep enough to uncover your own scandal. And considering he's a famous CEO, that's highly likely. Even with that kind of reasoning, you can't prove it. The one way to prove it, and in front of the conclusion of the closed room. It wasn't me! I didn't do anything with a key! That's a good one. Same here! As I said, I never could have sent to see it. Exactly. What we have here is a liar paradise. Just think about it a bit. If Donald is lying, then how did he get the key in the room? Surely this old man, who can't even walk properly while cane, couldn't have possibly used the balcony door. Nor could he steal the only key from Cecilia's pocket. And if Cecilia is lying, then she had no motive to let Gilligan enter his room, or play the key at all for that matter. All that key does is incriminate her. Not saying person will place it there. Well, I'm not entirely sure she's saying either. Hey! In conclusion, they're both telling the truth, which means we need a third object, and that is where Captain Jack comes into play. If Cecilia never lost the key, and Donald never had the key, then it's only logical that Cecilia never had the key either. In other words, Captain Jackass fed us all one big lie. No wonder he wanted to wait until the police show up. He wanted to frame the Wade for murder. That means he's a killer? No, just an accomplice. After all, Jack has no motive to kill. His only motive is to cover the murder because he has something he wants to hide. The contract. After the murder took place that night, he found out and locked the elevator. He thought of a few ways to conceal the crime and decided to frame Cecilia. That's all. That is logical conclusion, I'm not gonna lie. I'll say it now, the real culprit is Blight. Okay, hold the fuck up. Just hold it right there, cowboy. Hold it. Don't look at me pointing my finger, hold it. How the fuck? Okay, that's audience. Look to my eye. How the fuck is Blythe the murderer? What? But I told you, I have an alibi for the time of the murder. I went right back to my room. Then what about this receipt I found? I see. because the time was 12:07 and they both left to the room before midnight, which we know thanks to our pocket watch. Not just that, but she left that bit out of her testimony. Are you sure you went directly back to your room last night? The receipts say you ordered some vodka from Cecilia at the bar. That sounds more like it. Oh, right! I told you I feel sick this morning. No. What's wrong with getting some vodka real quick before going back to my room and drinking all? I simply forgot, that all. Nothing unusual. What's wrong with buying vodka, you ask? It's a murder weapon for one thing. It what? We found a lot of glass near the corpse, and for the wound, it looked like he died from blunt force trauma. Probably isn't much of trash to think was a glass of bottle, you think? That, I mean, it could be anything, right? And just because I got a drink doesn't mean anything happened. Actually, I remember now. Galvano saw at the bar so many times yesterday, but I remember now that I saw him with Blythe after midnight. And I didn't actually see if Blythe went to her room or not. Our room are in opposite direction, so I wouldn't have known any better. It all makes sense now, but to think that he'd been dead the whole time. You are lying! You're just bluffing to pin me, and the music's so epic! The music is epic, and listen to the music! It's good! Galvano stayed behind. You didn't. Instead, you went to the bar, and that's where Galvano also went, apparently. Then, you murdered him in the elevator. Jack found out, and you two decided to frame the poor barmaid. That one big accusation there. You reckless asset that were behind it all, but you still had just sold a closed room. If Cecilia didn't place the key, then who did and how? It will be you. You had a MasterCard. It's impossible for anyone but her. Easy. Blythe did. Wait, what? The card! She used the card! Both Jack and Blythe are less speechless. When you all found the key, or rather, when Blythe herself found the key, she didn't really find it. She had it the whole time, given to her by Jack. Get it now? There's no other way for this closed room to work. That's just mindless theorizing. To place the final nail in the coffin, that dying message that appeared to look like SOS. No, I get it now. It was meant to be read at 505, which is Blythe's room number. Oh, it was backward. Okay, I was stupid. It's okay, but still, I was right. It was a room number. I got it. So it was a shortcut to find the culprit name. I should have thought about it a lot more. Case closed. Good game. GG. I think it's about time you two come clean now, don't you? I'm curious which one of you attacked me during the ghost tour. After I investigate the elevator, find the curse too soon, and risk the truth? Look like I did anyway. Okay, Blythe. Jack, tell him he's won. It's not true. No, you caught us. Everything happened exactly as you said. You? Why are you siding with him? Because I'm not a murderer. Oh, you jackass. You're a complete jackass. You know that. He is just a Okay. I don't know in which state of United. Well, I don't know for this from the law. If you are accomplice, you will receive like a small year in prison, or depend what kind of crime you did. But you're accomplice, but not a murderer. you could easily you see the easy part of the penal system. The murderer, on the other hand, is fuck, and he will like defend himself. Like, I was seduced or whatever. He can lie about life, and he could escape. He won jackass. I merely had something I want to hide, but now that I've been imposed, I have no reason to go along with the plan. It's still a crime. Obstructing the murder from being solved, I mean, clearly it wasn't. You solved it just fine, right? It's a little convenient that the video evidence was destroyed, wasn't? You want Cecilia to get the blame, but she isn't the killer. Neither Bliff nor I planned on the golden death. We each had a common goal. It wasn't planned? That right. It wasn't planned. Blade collapsed onto the floor. Softly after, two of Jack's men approached her, lifting her up by her arm. Tie her up. There's some rope in the basement, and keep her locked up so that she won't be able to run away or hurt anyone else. Wait! I didn't mean to! It's not my fault! Then please explain it. Tell us the truth. Every last detail. The culprit confession. Okay, I maybe. Fuck. I'm gonna let this here. I'm gonna end this episode here. But don't worry, we will find out the confession. This is so good. Okay, remember, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's see where we go.